What up, guys? It is the end of July almost. Left this one a little bit late. It's been quite a busy month. Me and the little family, my wife and little man, went back to Adelaide where we grew up to catch up with some family and friends. One of my mates had his baby shower, caught up with my grandparents because obviously in the previous videos you would know that we're traveling very shortly. Less than 2 weeks now, or no, just over 2 weeks. Starting to pack up the house, box everything up, put it into storage. And so we went back to Adelaide and it was nice to go back. It was nice to go back to Adelaide. It's always nice to go visit friends and family. It doesn't change too much, I guess. It's pretty much, they say little old Adelaide. That's kind of how I feel about it these days. Everyone's doing their own thing. I'm doing things, very differently to what everyone in Adelaide does. Like we run our own businesses and, we travel a lot and we're all in the e-commerce online space where I guess the people I grew up with and my closest friends in Adelaide are all sort of like engineers, teachers, working in the government sector. So, they do their sort of Monday to Friday work. So there's not as much to connect with these days. Grew up in school with them and played sport with them, but we're just on kind of different trajectories in life. So it's always nice to go back and especially catch up with friends and especially see my family. I'm very close to my grandparents, so to take Victor there, who's now 7 months old, and to get to spend some quality time with them as they're getting older now, is really rewarding. And I hope that we can look back and have lots of memories for him to share with him that his great grandparents actually had some time, and hopefully he's around to actually remember who they are. That'd be the awesome scenario. But otherwise, business is flying. We're just starting to launch, or we're just about to launch B2B. I've probably discussed this a few times in the past, but we've been looking, like our predominant course right now, our online academy, teaches people how to sell on Amazon Australia for the first time, and that's really sort of aimed at beginners. It's to launch their first product, and we've been discussing the B2B, which is like taking existing brands onto Amazon, and we've actually did that recently and we had a lot of success for it and we enjoyed doing that. It was something different. So we as a team are actually basically taking someone's brand who exists already and then using all our skill sets and all our knowledge about the strategies that work on Amazon Australia and then launching it and scaling that brand for them before handing it over. Sort of like giving them the keys to their Amazon brand and helping grow another form of revenue stream for that brand. So we've noticed so many people are now looking for products on Amazon, or they might see your brand on a website and they go check to see what sort of other products are visible on Amazon. If you're just showing up there, if you're not showing up there, you're missing out on those sales. And if you've got competitors that are on Amazon, they're just getting sales where you could have easily made money. So we're gonna start putting our toes in the B2B space, and we've just created a banging new website. We're gonna launch that. We've got testimonials, everything from the previous people we've worked with now. And we're gonna start marketing that and hopefully getting a few B2B clients in, so to sort of mix in with our existing students. So right now, like the academy's flying. Veronica's back full time after having maternity leave. She's crushing it. Eric's just left us. He's been visiting for a while and he's off now to Dubai, and then we're meeting up in Georgia. So it feels like a bit of an end of an era. This is gonna be like my last video in Cabarita, where we've been living the last year, before we do our little bit of travel. And I touched on that in the previous video. We're heading to Georgia first to suss it all out. Then we're going to Albania, Greece, and then we'll probably end up back in, Greece, then Albania, and then we're gonna probably end up back in Greece. And then before going back to Georgia and then spending some time there up until around early January. So the next few videos are going to be in a completely new place. I think the next one will probably be in Georgia, or maybe Greece. And really looking forward to sharing a little bit more about what we've been up to. I guess the last 6 months to a year has been more about sort of life updates and this massive change I'm going through in becoming a father. And obviously the business is going in different directions. And the next few months is going to be more like, exploring Europe and traveling again, which is what me and Veronica have done so much of before we had Victor, and we don't want that to slow down. So we have this in our mind that we can continue to do as much travel as we used to, and then we get to experience all these new things with him. It's his new first time for everything. It's gonna be our first time with him. So yeah, pretty crazy, couple of weeks ahead, packing everything up, got one last wedding to go to. We're kind of like tick that box, the wedding, and then we're gonna shoot off. Trying to sell as much as we can because we're basically putting everything else in storage. Already sold a heap of stuff. The car's up for sale this time around. It's time to upgrade. So yeah, wrapping it all up. End of an era in Cabarita. I do believe that we will come back down this way again. It's probably the nicest part of the East Coast. Or like the East Coast in general, I love, but being in Cabarita has been just a perfect location. For me, it's perfect. It's a little bit quiet for Veronica, but the community down here, it's like proper Australian community. Everyone's so helpful. Everyone's so friendly. We have our local coffee shop, our local gym. We had our local gym there closing up, but the supermarket's there, the beach is right there. You can go walking. We just ride our bikes. We barely drive a car, and then we're only 20 minutes from the Gold Coast airport. So it has been a beautiful place to have our first child and bring him into the world, and then also like kind of get our bearings. Looking forward to explore, but I definitely see us coming back to this area at some point. This coastline's amazing. The people are just great, yeah, and it's just super laid back and relaxed. Like there's no stress here. I think the least amount of stress I've had has been in this little pocket of New South Wales, which is crazy because having a child brings on a lot of stress, and we have multiple businesses up and down, peaks and troughs. So. But yeah, I think just having like the nature, you can see it in the back of me, like just going about a step out and connecting with nature and having the birds and waking up and just that fresh air, it's huge. So gonna be interesting. Georgia's gonna be a big city. So once we do our sort of like 6 weeks of kind of hopping around Greece and Albania, then we're in Georgia and it's a big city life, which we've never had. So exciting, but also a little bit nervous to see what that's gonna be like and if we're actually gonna enjoy it. But yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. If you've been following along with these and following with my updates, I have planned on doing these for the rest of the year, and then maybe I'll continue. Like I shoot these to guys, show you that I'm a real person and what my life's up to, what I've been doing, what I'm going through, and sort of the interesting things that are happening as well. Hopefully one day, Victor, you can watch these, or any other children that I bring into the world, you can come back and watch this channel and see your dad speaking on the live camera. So thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.